Welcome back to Until All of Us Are Free, a year-long multimedia education project dedicated to Black liberation as collective liberation. I am your host and the creator of this project, Ijoma Oluo. Happy Black August, y'all. This is a very special month for those of us who work in Black liberation or abolitionism. Black August is a special month for us and has been for over 40 years. But if you haven't heard of Black August or aren't sure what it is, don't be ashamed. The powers that be have a vested interest in making sure that the average person doesn't know about revolutionary projects like Black August. So let's talk about Black August and what it is. We can't really talk about the history of Black August without talking about George Jackson. In 1961, George Jackson was a 19-year-old Black man sentenced to prison for armed robbery. He was given the sentence of 1 to life, which basically gave the state control over the rest of his life with no set time of when he would be free again. George Jackson would spend the next 11 years, the final 11 years of his life, in prison. Over 7 of those in solitary confinement. But even with these violences and restrictions from the state, George Jackson was able to turn himself into a revolutionary. George Jackson was first introduced to revolutionary politics by W.L. Nolan, who was an inmate with him at the time. From there, Jackson and Nolan increased their study and started study groups in prison. They even started the San Quentin chapter of the Black Panther Party. Jackson wrote 2 books while in prison, and I will definitely link those in the show notes, so be sure to check those out. As Jackson and Nolan's work became more popular within and without the prison system, they of course became targets. In 1970, Nolan was assassinated by a prison guard. Shortly after, Jackson and others were accused of killing a different guard in retaliation. When it became clear that the state was determined to incarcerate Jackson for the rest of his life, people began to form plans to try to free him. In August of 1970, George Jackson's 17-year-old little brother, Jonathan Jackson, staged an armed uprising in order to try to free his brother. In that uprising, George Jackson's little brother was killed, along with his comrades James McLean and William Christmas. A little over a year later, on August 21st, 1971, George Jackson was assassinated by a prison guard. The official story is that he was trying to escape. The lives and deaths of W.L. Nolan and George Jackson inspired a decade of prisoner activism and uprising. And in August of 1979, the first celebration of Black August was held in San Quentin Prison, the same prison where George Jackson and W.L. Nolan were held. Black August is a month-long celebration and recognition of Black liberationists and freedom fighters. It is also, importantly, a call to recognize Black political prisoners being held throughout the United States and to demand their release. Black August demands the release of all political prisoners held in the United States and also recognizes solidarity with political prisoners held all over the world. Black August is centered in the recognition of our revolutionary history and the core fact that Black people have always fought back against incarceration, against oppression, and against enslavement. Black August celebrates those who have devoted and often given their lives to Black freedom, and Black August demands the destruction of carceral systems that imprison Black people today. It is vital that we keep Black August tied to the prison activism that birthed it. Our carceral state seeks to erase large portions of our population by locking them away. But the truth is that some of our most important revolutionary voices come from behind these prison walls. And there is no way that we get free while so many of our kin are locked away. So this month, we're going to be taking a look at Black August. We're going to have a collection of shorter posts around this throughout the month. This is also absolutely a month where you don't want to skip the episode notes. I'm going to be providing not only some information about Black August that you can download and share, but there will also be links for further reading and education on this very important month. I look forward to celebrating Black Revolution with you, so be sure that you're subscribed so that you don't miss any of our future posts on this month. And while you are at untilwearefree.com looking at the episode notes, you can also become a paid subscriber to help support this project and make it easier for me to make the best and most accessible content that I can. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Until All of Us Are Free, a year-long education project dedicated to Black liberation as collective liberation. I am your host and creator of this project, Ijoma Oluwo. And like I said before, please stay tuned for the rest of this month. I'm really excited about the content that we'll have and the discussions, the important discussions that we will be having on Black liberation.